You didn't yell, you didn't argue, you just went quiet, and people around you thought you were fine, or being cold, or giving them the silent treatment. But that's not what was happening at all. Going quiet when you're hurt isn't a choice most people make on purpose. Science says it's something much deeper than that. And once you understand why it happens, you'll never see yourself the same way again. 1. Your brain hits a wall. When something really hurts, emotionally, your brain does something interesting. It doesn't always fight. It doesn't always run. Sometimes it just stops. This is called the freeze response. It's the third thing your brain can do when it feels like too much is happening at once. Scientists have found that the same part of your brain that picks up physical pain also lights up when you feel left out, rejected, or hurt by someone you love. Your brain treats emotional pain like a real injury. So when you go quiet, your brain isn't being dramatic. It's doing what it does when something actually hurts. It shuts down to protect you. 2. You learned this a long time ago. Here's the part that gets a lot of people. Most people who go quiet when they're hurt didn't decide to be that way. They were taught to be. Maybe you grew up in a home where showing pain made things worse, not better. Maybe you cried once and got told to stop. Maybe you opened up to someone and it was used against you later. So your brain made a deal with you. It said, okay, next time it hurts, we won't show it. We'll go quiet. We'll wait until it's safe. The problem is, your brain never got the message that it's safe now. It's still running that same old deal every time. 3. Silence is communication. People think that going quiet means nothing is being said. That's not true. Researchers who study relationships found that silence is actually one of the loudest things a person can do. It's what they call communication by withdrawal, where the silence itself is the message. When you go quiet, you're saying something. You're saying, I'm hurt and I don't feel safe enough right now to use words. That's not nothing. That's actually a lot. The trouble is, most people on the other side don't hear it that way. They hear coldness, they hear punishment, they hear nothing. And that gap between what you mean and what they receive is where a lot of relationships start to quietly fall apart. 4. The cost of keeping it in. Going quiet feels safe, and in the moment it kind of is. But research on emotional withdrawal shows something important. When people stay silent about pain over and over again, over time it doesn't go away, it builds. Studies show that people who regularly withdraw during conflict feel more emotionally exhausted, not less. The silence doesn't protect you from the pain, it just delays it and sometimes makes it heavier. There's also this. One study found that people who go quiet often regret the silence later, not because they should have yelled or argued, but because the thing they actually wanted, to be understood, never had a chance to happen. 5. It's not who you are, it's what happened. If you're someone who goes quiet when you're hurt, you have probably been told you're cold, hard to reach, that you shut people out. But here's what the science actually says. You are not cold. You are careful. There's a big difference. Your silence isn't cruelty, it's armor. And armor only gets built when someone needed protecting. The question isn't why you go quiet. The question is, what made you feel like you had to? My take on this. We talk a lot about people who get loud when they're hurting, the ones who argue, who push back, who make their pain visible. But the quiet ones? Nobody talks about them. And I think that's exactly why they go quieter and quieter over time, because the world kept missing them. Silence isn't the absence of feeling. Sometimes it's the loudest cry someone knows how to make. And the saddest part is, most people around them never learn to listen for it. You are not broken for going quiet. You are not broken for not having the words. You are someone who learned to protect themselves in the only way that felt possible at the time. And if someone in your life goes quiet when they're hurt, don't walk away. Don't get frustrated. Just stay. Because sometimes being stayed with is the only thing that teaches a quiet person that it's finally safe to speak. Which one of these felt like it was written about you? Tell me in the comments.